Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to this class on block diagram algebra rules. Friends, last class we discussed about various rules. In fact, 12 rules of block diagram algebra we saw. And these block diagram algebra rules can be used for simplification of complicated block diagrams and to arrive at the transfer function of a given control system. We had solved one problem. In this class, we'll solve few more problems and we'll also see how multiple input and single output systems can be analyzed by using block diagram algebra rules. Now, this is example number 2. See, there are 3 summing points, 2 pick-off points or take-off points. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 3 forward block elements and 2 feedback path elements, and 1 unity feedback loop. So this is the problem, and the question asked is simplify the block diagram by using block diagram algebra rules and obtain C by R is the question that is asked. Now, what has been done? By moving the summing point of the negative feedback loop containing H2 outside the positive feedback loop containing H1. What does this mean? This is negative feedback. Why it is called negative feedback? At the summing point, you have got negative sign of this feedback. So it is a negative feedback loop having H2. Now this summing point is moved here. Or in other words, this block G1 is taken inside this loop. Okay. So what the rule says, if I move a summing point ahead of a block, if the summing point is moved ahead of a block, what should be done? If G1 is taken inside, we have to divide this feedback loop by G1. Hello? हो करूया की दुपारी बसून बोलू की आपण एचओडीला पण बोलूया आणि डिस्कस करूया. हां ओके ओके. So if I move the summing point ahead of a block beyond this summing point even, in other words, I am taking this block inside the loop. So what I need to do, G1 can be taken inside, but in the feedback loop, I have to insert 1 by G1. That's what is done. And the summing point is, this summing point is moved here now. See, it has come here. Now, what we can do next? See, what we can do next? This G1, G2 can be combined together and we can solve this feedback loop so that I'll get one block here, isn't it? All the 3 blocks will be combined. This minor feedback loop can be eliminated. I can get one block. Now this block and this block can be multiplied so that I get one block in this feedback loop. This second feedback loop can also be solved. When this second feedback loop is solved, I can finally solve the third feedback loop. So this is how I should make use of various rules of block diagram. Eliminating the positive feedback loop, we have, just see. Now what is the positive feedback loop? So this is the positive sign is there at the summing point. So this is a positive feedback loop. How can I solve this? First, combining this series or cascade elements G1 into G2 and one feedback element H1. So what will be if I remove this loop? So the third or fourth rule was there, eliminating a minor feedback loop. So what will be the transfer function after combining all these blocks? G1 G2 upon 1 minus G1 G2 into H1. So G1 G2 upon 1 minus G1 G2 into H1. So this will be a single block, and I already have got G3. Okay, and in the feedback loop I have got H2 by G1. Now by eliminating the loop containing H2 by G1, now this is one more feedback loop. This can be eliminated first by combining, by multiplying this block with G3. So G1 G2 G3 will be the feed forward block, single block, and feedback loop has got H2 by G1. So how to combine this? All the feed forward block elements G1 G2 G3 upon 1 minus G1 G2 H1 will be in the numerator, and denominator will be 1 plus all these elements into H2 by G1. So this is how I get a single block. So this will be, I'll be obtaining as a single block. And lastly, this is a unity feedback loop. How to eliminate this unity feedback loop? So what will be the overall transfer function? By eliminating this loop, forward block elements divided by 1 plus, when the negative feedback is there, I take plus sign, 1 plus these forward block elements into feedback element. In the feedback element, no block is there. So what I should take? H is equal to 1. So it is a unity feedback. And ultimately, eliminating the feedback loop, I get R as the input, and all these are combined together and I get C. So C by R is the transfer function, will be this value. This is how I solve the second problem. Now reduce the block diagram is the third question. See, the complications are slowly increasing. So I got 1, 2, 3 summing points, 1, 2 takeoff points, 3 takeoff points, so to say. First, to eliminate the loop G3, G4, and H1. G3, G4, and H1. We move H2. H2 means this takeoff point beyond block G4. First step is moving this takeoff point beyond this block G4. So what the rule says, once I move this takeoff point beyond the block, G4 will come inside. At the same time, in this feedback path, I have to multiply it by 1 by G4, right? So it has become H2 to H2 by G4, right? So this is how I can move this takeoff point or pickup point beyond block G4. Now, once I do that, what can happen? I can solve this minor feedback loop once again, isn't it? So it will be G3, G4. There are a number of approaches. G3, G4 upon 1 minus, when positive feedback is there, 1 minus G3, G4 into H1. So I get a single block here. Just see here. Eliminating loop G3, G4, H1. G3, G4, H1. So G3, G4 upon 1 minus G3, G4, H1. So what remains now? I got one feedback loop. So first step, I can combine these series blocks so that it becomes G2, G3, G4 upon 1 minus G3, G4, H1. So it will be a single block, and in feedback path I got H2 by G4. So what will be a single block after eliminating this feedback loop? What I'll get? Take a piece of paper and do it, friends. Just please don't just listen to it. You have to solve it, practice it. So G2, G3, G4 upon 1 minus G3, G4, H1 will be in the numerator, divided by 1 plus G2, G3, G4 upon 1 minus G3, G4, H1 into H2 by G4 will be in the denominator. So I'll get a single block for this loop, eliminating the inner loop containing G3, H2, G4. Right. This is after removing this minor feedback loop, I get this block. And this summing point is removed now. Once I solve this minor feedback loop, the summing point also goes. So what remains finally? G1 as a one block and this as another block, and only one feedback loop is remaining. Now I should combine this. So it will become G1, G2, G3, G4 upon the same denominator, and feedback loop H3. So I need to eliminate this. This we already did. And finally, reducing the loop containing H3. So this entire feed forward block elements divided by 1 plus all these elements into H3. All these elements into H3 will give me a single block. So this complicated block diagram having number of blocks is a single block input output system. So RS is the input and YS is the output. So YS by RS will be this ratio, will be the transfer function. So this is how I can solve a complicated block diagram. We'll see one more problem, reduce the block diagram, a different type of problem. See, 1, 2, 3 summing points and 1, 2, 3, 4 takeoff points. I need to make use of various rules. First, the 3 summing junctions can be collapsed into a single summing junction. See what is done. See, all these summing points are converted into single summing point. What is done? This is a negative feedback, so negative feedback line, positive feedback, one quadrant positive feedback line, and negative feedback, one quadrant negative feedback. All these three summing points are merged into a single summing point. Okay. So once you merge those, I can always combine it into a single block, isn't it? So these are parallel blocks, isn't it? All these are parallel blocks. So whatever is the positive sign, I'll take that first. In a single block, it will be H2S minus H1S minus H3S. Or I can put a negative sign here, and what I can do, if I put a negative sign here, I can take H1S as positive. So once it goes to summing point, it will automatically become negative. So I can sum it up accordingly. So what happens? See. So H1S minus H2S plus H3S, and negative sign is maintained. So just check it up, check the sign convention by referring the previous block. Now once all these summing points are merged, I get a single block here. Now this becomes a simple problem now. I can eliminate this feedback loop. How? G3 G2 upon 1 plus G3 G2 into all these terms will give me a single block, isn't it? And once I get a single block, multiplying it by G1S will give me one more single block, and I can get CS by RS. See, I can get CS by RS by merging all these blocks. You have to practice, and then only you can solve these problems very easily. One more problem, you can refer these problems, try to solve those problems on your own. Now in this problem, before I go to the solution, what are the simpler ways? This summing point can be moved beyond this block so that G4 is coming inside. I can solve this loop first, and then I can move this summing point beyond this block, and I can bring this block G1 inside the loop. See, so the summing point is moved here beyond this summing point. Once this G1 comes inside the loop, I should multiply the feedback loop by 1 by G1. And this also branch point is taken this side. So 1 by G4 should be multiplied here. So this is how this problem is simplified into this problem. So what is the simplification? I can solve this minor feedback loop. First, series blocks need to be combined. I get a single block G3, G4 upon and feedback loop H2. Can solve this feedback loop to get one block. I can solve this feedback loop to get one block. These two blocks can be combined. These two blocks can be combined so that I can get one block in the forward path and one block in the feedback path. I can get the final transfer function. See. We'll go to that problem. So by using block diagram algebra rules, complicated block diagrams can be simplified and solved by using all the rules. See, I get a single block. I can get CS by RS as this ratio, isn't it? CS by RS is equal to whatever are the elements inside. This is how I can get the transfer function. Now, a few more problems. See, step by step, I'm going now. See, what I did, this is the original problem. Moving this summing point, I had upper block, right? I had upper block. G1 is taken inside at the same time. Once I take G1 inside, 1 by G1 should be multiplied by here. By G1. Okay. Next, these two are series or cascade elements are combined, G1, G2. Then swapping of summing points. As there is no block in between the summing points, these can be easily swapped. Swapping means what? This summing point taken here, this summing point taken here. This swapping is done. Now once I do the swapping, what has happened? Now this minor loop I can solve. G1, G2 upon 1 minus G1, G2 into H1. G2 upon 1 minus G1, G2, H1. Single block. Now these are cascade or series elements. These can be combined. This was G3 was outside. After combining, G3 has come inside. I can solve this feedback loop. Yes, this is a forward path. elements and these feedback elements combined, I get a single block, unity feedback. Get this C by R ratio as this. So this is how I can solve this complicated block diagram. You can solve more problems, friends. Okay. This is also a simple problem. This feedback loop can be eliminated, right? These summing points can be merged, right? And then minor feedback loop can be solved. So refer these problems. This is combined to get a single block, right? Right. These are combined to get a single block. So these are parallel block elements. This is not a feedback loop. Both the arrow directions are same. So these are parallel block elements. This can be added together to get a single block. These are added together to get a single block. And then finally, this feedback loop can be eliminated. To get Ys by Rs. You need to take a piece of paper and solve it and check it up. Check the answer with this answer. Okay. So it requires practice. I can tell you one more book which is available in the library. Okay. A book used by electronic students, which is very good book. When you come to the college, more practice problems can be offered. Even in Raman's book, you'll find a number of practice problems. Okay. I'll give you the practice problems later on. So that it's very interesting. Block diagram reduction techniques. Now we'll go in for multiple input systems. Up till now we have seen single input and single output system. Now we'll see multiple input and single output system. So what are the steps? Set all the inputs except one equal to 0. Suppose I have got two inputs. The other input I'll be putting it as 0 and treat that system as single output, single input system and single output system. And I'll solve that system for that single input. Transform the block diagram to canonical form. And what is the canonical form? Canonical form is one block in the forward path, one block in the feedback path using transformations given in the previous sections. Calculate the response due to chosen input acting alone. Repeat steps 1, 2, 3 for each of the remaining inputs. Algebraically, add all the responses outputs determined in steps 1 to 4. This sum is the total output of the system with all the inputs acting simultaneously. This is called as principle of superposition. Multiple input systems. Determine C due to inputs R and U using superposition. So one input is here, another input is here, and this is the output, single output, two inputs and single output. What our steps say? Treat one of the inputs as 0, as if it is not there. So this is eliminated totally, and we simply solve this loop for R. I call this output as CR. Okay, C suffix R. How once I remove this, what happens? G1 into G2 can be multiplied and unity feedback. And single block for this will be G1 G2 upon 1 plus G1 G2 into 1. Isn't it? See here. Once I put U is equal to 0, system reduces to G1 G2 and unity feedback. And CR, I'm calling this C as CR, that is output because of R alone is CR, right? The G1 G2 upon 1 plus G1 G2 into 1 into R, right? That gives me CR due to R alone. Now put R is equal to 0. Put R is equal to 0. Eliminate this summing point. Put R is equal to 0. Treat it as only U. So, and you have to rearrange this block diagram. So you bring this U here, isn't it? And this G1 becomes your feedback element now. The feed forward block elements will be only G, right? And C, because there is minus, this I am eliminating. This minus corresponds to negative feedback, and this there is no block here. So this is a unity feedback system. So what is the meaning of this? Once I eliminate this, there will be -1. Then unity feedback 1 and negative sign -1. So I need to add one more block as -1 block here. Okay. See the second case now. -1 block is added. I need to combine this. Call this as -G1. Rearranging the block diagram. second, C because of U, I'm calling this C suffix U, R is equal to 0. Rearrange the block diagram. What has become? U has come here. Summing point is rearrange. Same block diagram, rearrange. Now G1 has become feedback element now. Minus G1 it will become with a positive sign or positive feedback sign. Or I can put this sign here and call this as positive. One and the same. Minus one block be absorbed into the summing point. So I call this as minus negative feedback. See, negative sign is absorbed here. And I keep positive sign of G1. Now what will be the transfer function now? Cu by U will be equal to G2 upon 1 plus G2 into G1 or G1 into G2 will be a single block. Or Cu will be equal to U into this whatever transfer function I told you. See. So Cu upon U will be equal to G2 upon 1 plus G1 G2. This is what I get Cu. Earlier I had got Cr. So I can final C will be equal to summation of Cr and Cu. Cr plus Cu. So final total output is C is equal to Cr plus Cu. Cr is this and Cu is this. I get final transfer function. And you can solve this problem at home. This is the practice problem. Similarly, three inputs are given. R is there, U1 is there, and U2 is there. So first put U1 and remaining two I put 0 and solve it for R and I call it as Cr. Then I put R and U2 equal to 0 and solve it for U1. Solve it for U1. I rearrange U1 and get block diagram like this. I eliminate this feedback loop and get ratio C1 by U1. Right? These are the previous problems. You can go through this lecture and PPT later on and just check, try to solve these problems on your own. Friends. Simple methods, you have to follow the rules of block diagram algebra and get the answers. Right. So there's a problem. So ultimately what I get is so C because of R you get, C because of U1 you get, C because of U2 you get. And final C will be equal to addition of C because of R, that is CR, C because of U1, that is CU1, and C because of U2, that is CU2. Addition of these three will give you final output C, and you can get the transfer function as well. Right. And finally, get output for U2, right? C because of U2. C because of U2. So you can add these three together. So these are the three outputs corresponding to three inputs separately by putting remaining two equal to 0. U2 alone. And ultimately, I can add these outputs together to get the overall output. Okay, friends, hopefully you have understood these methods of solving single input, single output system and multiple input and single output system. This is only within the scope of our syllabus. There are multiple input, multiple output systems as well, which is not within the scope of this syllabus. So friends, we'll stop for this lecture. This covers our block diagram algebra part. In the next class, we'll discuss about various types of controllers. Thank you.